You've come a long way.
Yes.
No.
Father!
Yes.
You'll be alright.
Now.
Yes. Thank you.
Now.
In this version of the script, the Hoshidan prisoners are specifically spies who are caught in the castle, rather than just being captives from a skirmish. Aside from that, Garon is just a little bit more fatherly than he was in the original.
Listen well.
Allow me to join you.
Yes.
I am Rinka.
Huh?
Do it.
Oh.
Hey?
Yeah.
For the first time, we've been prompted to use a Dragon Vein ourselves. This one will reveal a bunch of healing tiles similar to the one Xander created in Chapter 1. The idea is that you can hold out in this central room and plug the choke points while the two enemy groups attack from left and right. Only Corrin is able to use this Dragon
Ready for
Vein.
this?
You can tell who has that power by the crown icon in the corner of the stat screen. Corrin has it, as do all other royals, but our two companions in this battle do not. On Lunatic mode, it's sort of easier to ignore the Dragon Vein and instead go around to engage each group separately. I say sort of because this strategy is ruined if Kaze moves to the wrong spot on turn 1. Our first new teammate is Gunter. He is the requisite old man character who helps us out early on but has terrible growths. As a Great Knight, a promoted version of a Cavalier, he has a lot of movement range, a good amount of attack power, and the ability to use all 3 types of melee weapons, although he doesn't have any swords or axes here. Gunter's display level is 3, but he has 5 internal levels on top of that, making him effectively level 8. That puts him 6 levels above these generic enemies, which means they'll give him almost no experience. And that's fine, Gunter's not really meant to take those kills. His personal skill is all about empowering Corrin. When he's supporting her, Gunter dramatically boosts Corrin's accuracy and damage. As a promoted Cavalier, Gunter also has Shelter, an extremely powerful skill that we cannot use now but will come into its own later in the game. And he has Elbow Room, the same damage boosting skill that Xander had. At this point, plus 3 damage is a huge boost. It makes Gunter very good at his jobs of chipping enemies and providing big dual strikes. Our other companion is our butler, Jakob. Like Great Knight, Butler is a promoted class. But Jakob and his counterpart Felicia are unique in that they are pre-promoted characters who have no internal level at all, and their level cap is 40 instead of 20. That makes them earn experience exactly like unpromoted units of the same displayed level. Jakob is just level 1, so when he kills people on this map, he will get full experience. Jakob's personal skill is the inverse of Gunter's. If he is acting as Corrin's partner in battle, he grants Avoid instead of Hit and reduces the damage she takes rather than increasing the damage she deals. Resistance plus 2 is just a straight buff to Jakob's own stats, but his final skill, Gentium, continues the theme of defensive support. It reduces damage taken by any female allies within 2 spaces, which in this case can only be Corrin, by 2 points. Butlers and maids wield daggers. Daggers are weak, but they're accurate, they can attack and counterattack from both 1 and 2 range, and they inflict debuffs on their targets. The debuffs make them useful for setting up kills. The servant classes can also use staves. We won't need any healing here, but we will pretty soon. The combination of dagger and staff access makes these units great at supporting the team. If one of the enemies ends up immediately to Kaze's left, we would have to reset, since this strategy hinges on Corrin being able to attack Kaze from the left on turn 3. But that didn't happen, so we're in the clear. Rinka may stop here, or she might stand one space to the left. It doesn't really matter what she does, but because she went to this position, we can help Jakob take less damage than he otherwise might. Jakob has to kill the samurai, but the samurai will be able to retaliate using the dual strike of an adjacent teammate. Rinka is not adjacent to him, so the samurai has to use the support of the generic Oni Savage, and we can kill that Oni Savage first.
I'm here to help. Guess I did it right. I'm here to help.
Is there a plan?
Now this poor guy has no partner to tag team with.
Yet another victory.
Gunter can weaken Rinka using Jakob's dual strike without taking the kill, and importantly, he can do so at a position where he can also provide a dual strike for Corrin against Kaze. This is why we needed that space west of Kaze to be unoccupied after the first turn. With Gunter's dual strike and the bonus from Forceful Partner, Corrin always has enough strength to kill here, unless you pick a Strength Bane and miss both strength growths. Or you miss.
Remain focused. Watch out!
I have failed you.
Jakob finishes off Rinka. The main thing that can go wrong here is Kaze's squad being uncooperative on turn 1, but if Corrin gets defense on both of her first 2 levels, that's also a problem. In that case, the remaining samurai will attack Jakob instead of Corrin, unless Jakob also gains defense. In our case, Jakob's not gaining much of anything at all, so I guess it's good that Corrin did not, in fact, gain any defense either. It would be nice to change that trend at level 4.
I can always count on you.
Remain focused. Watch out!
Thank you.
Nailed it.
I'm here to help.
At least Corrin is pulling her weight.
Father?
What?
No.
Insolent fool. How could...
Father!
Do it.
Stand down!
Big brother.
Silence!
Uh-oh. I don't understand.
Enough.
I see.
Leo!
Hush.
Hey! I see.
Leo,
Yes.
thank you.
Oh, come on.
Listen.
What?
Know this.
No.
You.
Oh, wow!
Listen. Be gone, wretch!
Huh?
This information about the scarcity of food in Nor compared to Hoshido is present in the base game, but it's barely mentioned and not here.
Go.
I appreciate that the material reasons for conflict actually get some attention now. And the spy thread isn't just dropped. We get some elaboration on what Kaze and Rinka were sent here to do.
No.
What?
Yeah.
Next time, we face King Garon's judgment for our insubordination. Let's hope our father is merciful.